1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, spamming 14 grenades in one super? That's not OP. Hey everybody, it's Reckless and welcome to Breaking the Fourth Wall. So, in this video, what I actually want to do is talk about what I feel is the best Sunsinger Warlock in the Rise of Iron to date. But, before we get into the video, if you guys enjoyed it, don't be antisocial. Hitting that like button would be greatly appreciated. Now, when it comes to the Sunsinger Warlock, what I actually want to talk about is the subclass, why I choose certain perks, armor, weapons, and in the same process, give you guys a little bit of gameplay. Now, if you guys have been following the Sunsinger at all, you guys would know that the Sunsinger got hit several times in the past couple of months with nerfs. First being to Flame Shield, and then also following that was Firebolt Grenade. And because of that, some of my build has changed from my previous build. And we're going to get in that right now. So, we are actually going to start with the subclass first, and then we'll get to everything else. Now, like I said, because of the nerfs, we are not any longer using the Firebolt Grenade, and instead, we will be using Fusion Grenade. Now, if you do not know how to aim with Fusion Grenade, practice makes perfect. Or, if you don't want to aim with Fusion Grenade, then you can still use Firebolt Grenade. Or, if you're playing something like Control or Zone Control, Solar Grenade will be just as good. As for your jump, you can use whatever you want. I actually use Focus Burst because I feel that it's the best jump that the Sunsinger actually has. As for Radiance, I actually use Radiant Skin, which, while active, Radiance reduces incoming damage. So it kind of makes you a little bit tanky, which is obviously good. Now, if I'm playing something like Trials of Osiris, then I probably will most likely switch to Fireborn. But in regular Crucible, I'll stay on Radiant Skin all day. As for my melee, I will still use Flame Shield because even though it got nerfed, it is still good. It's still usable and it's not as OP as it was before, but it is still a good perk to use. So, being a little bit tanky while still having a shield, I'll do that. As for your passive perks, I use Arcane Force as well as Divine Order. I want to maximize on my armor, but still giving me a little bit of running room with the agility. Which is why I don't use Arcane Spirit to get a little bit more recovery. As for the next column, we use Radiant Will, which increases the duration of Radiance. And last perk is the Gift of the Sun, which you gain an additional grenade. So real quick, Gift of the Sun gives you an additional grenade. Gives you 2 fusion grenades. Now, Radiant Skin, while active, reduces incoming damage. While you have Radiant Will on, which increases the duration of Radiance. And Flame Shield. All that put together will make you a grenade spamming whore. Which is amazing, because I love doing it. Now, as for your stats, you want to get as much intellect and discipline as possible. More so discipline. That way your grenades actually recharge faster. As you can see, mine's tier 5. It recharges in 25 seconds. Every 25 seconds, I'll get a new grenade. Now, as for your exotic slot, there's several choices that you can actually use. However, I actually use Ophidian Aspect. Now, I understand Ophidian Aspect's first part says improve energy drain grenade, which it does not help out your Sunsinger, but the next part of that actually does help out your Sunsinger and any other Warlock class you have, which is weapons ready and reload very quickly. So in turn, it gives you quick draw as well as you're reloading your weapons fast. Now, that's not all that these actually do. You also get Snap Discharge and Energy Projection. Snap Discharge increases melee attack speed, which is very good when you're close up. That way you get your Flame Shield. And Energy Projection increases grenade throw distance. So you can throw those fusion grenades a lot farther. Now, I will admit, fusion grenades have their ups and downs. Sometimes they track, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you throw that grenade and it goes right by the dude's head and curves around him. And hey, it sucks. Aim for the body, don't aim for the head. Now, as for regular gear you want gear that actually has solar armor, which increased armor when using solar-based subclass. We're using a Sunsinger, so that kind of makes sense. As well as boots that give you solar double down. Now, I have got plenty of double kills with this, so it's amazing. I like the subclass, and I don't even have some of these nodes actually filled out. So I know solar double down will definitely help out in the long run. Now, as for your artifact, you can either run Memory of Scory, or if you don't want to hit Sprint Lock, you can run Memory of Yolder. I like running Memory of Yolder a lot, but since I will be holding on to my super a little bit, not a lot, I will be using the Memory of Scory. As for weapons, I use the Clever Dragon. Now, this Clever Dragon specifically is a great one. I love it. I feel it is overpowered. If you guys want to know more about this Clever Dragon, I will put a link in the description below to the video that I actually did about that, and you guys can check that out. As for my special, I use the Matador 64. My Matador has aggressive ballistics, performance bonus, reinforced barrel, and rangefinder. It's pretty decent roll, but it's not the best. If you guys can get a Matador with aggressive ballistics, rifled barrel, rangefinder, and then whatever perk else that is good, hey, by all means, use that. As for my heavy weapon, I primarily use machine guns in PvP, and PvE I'll most likely use rocket launchers. And it depends on what I'm doing for a raid, from which I will either switch to a sword or not. Now, the zombie apocalypse I actually have is a lot better, given the fact that the magazine size is better for PvP, but for PvE I probably would use the Silver Dread instead, which gives me more impact, more range, and more reload speed. But to each his own. So, that, my friends, brings us to the end of the video. Thank you guys for all of your support. Feel free to share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. That way you guys can stay up to date with all of my videos. I'm Reckless, and remember, own your success, and I will see you guys next time.